Bare bones brass says North South Balding Quickie. This is an emphatic remark. This planet is failing two people that have been very effective here. More than I think anybody in so-called United States or American. Mao Zedong and John Lennon. Both were someplace long not here. And you haven't lived up to either one of them. And either source. Is China living up to Mao Zedong? You're falling behind. Unless what I read in the paper is incorrect. Well, if I read in the paper some of the proclamations that are coming out now, and the restrictions you're putting on lawyers and all this, and the pledge you want a lawyer to make to the kingdom, and bah! Ancient history proves that to be incorrect. Are you speaking to your education, sir? About human living? These methods don't work. No, they don't. And whatever's wrong isn't because they're defiling your position at all. Your position anywhere in leadership on this planet has nothing to do with the errors of human living. So even though you hear them, you know the masses are not saying that, so quit responding what a few are doing. Oh, if you were doing this, I'll pass a proclamation. Oh, if you were doing that, I'll pass a proclamation. Oh, if you were doing this, I'll pass a proclamation. Wrong. That is not what Mao said or did. No, it is not. I reverence few people as a monarch, and I always looked up. I do. I reverence few people as a monarch. I reverence Mao Zedong. In some ways, I reverence that man. I sure do. And I don't find anyone on the planet understanding what he was trying to say to you long after the settling of the dust. As an old man especially. Pay attention to Mao Zedong. How did he leave any kind of cast of any aspersion happening there or here? I don't find it in him. Lenin didn't either. Pay attention to Chairman Mao. To the day. Everywhere! Please. Does it mean you do exactly as he... That's not what I said. I said pay attention to him. Look at your own living because of how everything about him. Comparing to every aspect of your living. Move! And every aspect of his living. Move. Now tell me you're coming out with the same remarks and feelings and casting the same aspersions and you got the same disposition and you don't. You don't. Because he'll back you up. To him and you and everybody. To a place where no man's ever gone before. Want to bet? And you're going to get lovelier than you ever knew. Move! Mao Zedong. Want to bet? I fall down and cry. You see why I respect Chinese? I'm Jewish. I'm the epitome of it. You think the epitome of Jewish respects Chinese? Do you? Idiot. And when Chinese doesn't, when China doesn't keep up with Chinese, what are you doing? Run! I do. I don't hold anything sacred here, and I'll tell you what, I reverence that. You want everybody in prison in China. I tell you, you'd lay more on them than they think they have, and tell them, get the hell out of my office. Yeah? Well, how about this? Get out of here! But I'd tell them, and I'd give them something to go out there and take with them. You want to criticize the government here? Punk! I would give them a few things to remember and tell everyone this. Punk! You want to criticize the government in China? Punk! Shut up! No one can criticize the government in China. No one! No one. Not even the government. You might have to knuckle a few of them. You sure can't criticize them. No. No failure of the government in China is criticizable now. Do you understand me? Well, as a king and monarch and the last one living, get that one straight! Got it? Now, I know something about governing. It's called getting the masses to buckle down and live. Now, you don't disrespect them. I don't care what they do, right, wrong, or indifferent. Move! As far as I'm concerned, the same for the government of the United States. Exactly the same and more. Because they're a young pup at what these people are masters at. Want to bet? This is an amateur at what Chinese governing knows more about than this place will probably ever learn. Do you want to bet? And I respect both of them highly. Now, in between you, what are you doing? Please? The planet requires governing. And the citizens are that in the way they live, their style and their mindset. Get! Shoot open! Pull weeds on the post! Everyone! Move! Hurrah! All hands contribution stations. Hurrah! Move! Or something a monarch would say in the United States. I don't know if Chinese would let me say it. I don't know if the government there would let me say it. I certainly couldn't criticize the government. No, what they did! Would I? No. Ah! Ah! And especially looking at what has to happen, Norman watered the crop. Corn. All corn. Movie secondhand lion. I'm a boll weevil. Just looking for a home. I'm just looking for a home. Ah! I get the crop growing. I want to live somewhere. I'm a boll weevil. You're corn. Ah!